Well then, hello everyone. So we've got, honestly, we've got EA being rather scummy, but it's that sort of thing where, EA, they tend to be quite reasonable if they're doing core games, but as soon as they are not doing something for the core game audience, they try to get away with a bit more. So today, they are, in a sort of a greed-related way, downgrading over what they literally did last year, and they also have some very strange things for the PC gamers who, A, are being quite screwed over indeed in terms of quality, and B, maybe have got a bizarre new policy or something that's mired in DRM wording. A bit uncomfortable. So here's your basics, right? This is via Wesley Yinpool of Eurogamer, and essentially FIFA 22's next-gen upgrade is only available to people who buy the £90 Ultimate Edition. So they're doing that thing where they are basically locking the next-gen upgrade behind the Ultimate Edition. Now, the thing here is that this is different to the dual entitlement program that they ran last year. Right, where, you could buy the PS4 version and you would be able to get it on PS5, not having to pay an additional fee. Well, the way this works is the game costs, for UK pricing, $59.99 for FIFA 22 on a PS4. If you want it in PS5, $69.99. So it is just a $10 premium or £10 premium to get it on the more up-to-date machine. And this really is just seeing more and more of the big companies codify for us, £10, usually for the US market, it's $10 more as well, but just that, yes, games are more expensive now, right? That's pretty much something we're seeing. But of course, the thing that stings people here is that if you were to buy the game on PS4 and then later buy it in PS5, that would be quite a bit of money. So if you're at all ever going to buy it in PS4, they've basically set it up so that you would be stupid not to buy the Ultimate Edition that comes with that next gen upgrade, right? Because of course the other thing they've done for the Ultimate Edition is stack it full of the bullshit, in that it comes with, let me find it here, yes, an untradeable FUT hero card, 4 days early access, a guaranteed FUT once-to-watch item, and 4,600 FIFA points, which is, in FIFA 21 terms at least, £32 worth. So they're doing that thing where it's like they almost don't want you to sell a $60 game, they quite obviously want to sell you a $90 game, and they've constructed everything surrounding the pricing of this game to pretty much make it so that the rational consumer will be making a silly move if they buy the thing that, under regular circumstances would be the good value. Now, you obviously can say here that in comparison to the past, we did not have these upgrade things in console generations, but the thing is, the market has moved on now. And I mean, hey, these games are more deeply monetized anyway. They're more platforms than single products in some cases, especially with FIFA, given where its money comes from. And, you compare to, say, Microsoft, who just say, yeah, your Xbox One game works in Series X, free upgrade. You don't have to think about it, right? With smart delivery. So yes, their dual entitlement program for EA is getting, a little bit more wanting the cash. And, we've also seen the likes of Sony. It's basically effectively for Ghost of Tsushima, it is $10 premium. If you want the new console version with the new features, that's obviously had a little bit of backlash. But that's actually not it, because while we do have all of this, there is stuff for the PC market as well, which sucks. So here we go. Also, PC players are exclusively getting the last gen version of the game again, missing out on the new hyper motion animation tech that next gen and Stadia are getting. So that obviously sucks for the PC gamers who want a bit of FIFA. And then also, the Steam entry, and this is wild, the Steam entry says it's limited to one machine activation. And if true, that means it's not just, DRM wording, it's weird. It's very, very anti-consumer for PC. So that's what EA's up to. What do you think?
I have a lot of thoughts, actually. It's like, there's such, to put it lightly, they're bastards, really, in how they get on. This one, there's so many things, because going into the story, I read up on it, obviously, but I wasn't even aware of everything that came with the Ultimate Edition. But seeing that they've bundled in all of that little variety, that little sprinkling of things, and then the 32 quid of FIFA points is exactly what, like you said, they're making rational consumers make a silly choice. And that silly choice is also onboarding them into the in-game economy with all the FIFA points, in the same way you get COD points with your Call of Duty purchase, etc., etc. Like, that's not new, but tying it into this feels really grim, because it's another way to capture more of the FIFA market that maybe aren't involved in getting FIFA points, but, like the people who are going, yeah, I'll play a little bit of FIFA on PS4, but I'll get a PS5. I'm just waiting on the stock checker on Discord to ping me when one's available, so I might as well buy the Ultimate Edition to get that upgrade. Or, even for someone a bit younger who's expecting a PS5 like for Christmas, but wants to play FIFA in October now.
Yeah.
You've got that market of now all of these people are deeply enthralled by the foot point, the whole entire system.
There's another point of that too, because we covered this in a story recently, right? That whole thing where there will be like a preview card pack where, ostensibly you see that and you're like, oh wow, this is great. They're letting consumers see what they're buying through the loot box. How nice. When in reality, what that single little loot box is a daily rotating store thing. And it's all just working on FOMO because, oh, look, they spawned a football player I really, really, really want, and it'll be gone 24 hours, so I need to spend my money. And then what's really funny about that is the more people who get the ultimate version of the game that comes with all those points anyway, well, those points are just sitting in their account. Sure, they maybe got the ultimate thing because they're planning on getting a PS5 as an example, but now they're like, oh, well, I have all of these points, I may as well spend them. So it's a really, really good way for EA to basically get more people onto the Foot Store. And actually, it's that thing, right? If somebody already has the points, they're more willing to engage in that FOMO-based card pack mechanic, which would be very different to them seeing the FOMO card pack mechanic and then having to make a purchase decision afterwards. With this, the purchase decision has already been made. The points are a byproduct, so it's very easy to get somebody in the loop. It's very smartly designed. I mean, it's obviously not what we want to see in games, but it is smartly designed, which makes sense. They have all the money in the world to throw at the people who can figure this out.
That's the thing that's really annoying me, is because I can see all of the sales tactics that I don't care about on a day-to-day basis. Like, I don't mind going into shop and saying buy two get one free. I'm just like, you want me to buy two of those? I'm on to you. But for some reason, it's the fact that they've designed this like immaculate chain or this funnel of, you just start here and then you're on that slippery slope psychologically. And they just have it so perfect. The idea of, like, even if you never intend to touch Foot in any capacity, but you want to play it on PS5 and don't have one yet, then you start off as like this like consumer who's never even going to think about FIFA Ultimate Team. And then, between, you get your points with the Ultimate. Obviously they're getting 30 quid off you for points you didn't want already anyway. And then the new preview thing, and then 6 months down the line, how much money is that person going to spend on Foot? It's just, it's almost like a begrudging respect because it's so well put together. It's like, man, if you could use that force for good, god damn.
Yes.
Like,
well, thankfully they won't.
Yeah, that's what we know for sure, at least from them. But no, it's brutal. Like, there's so many things that, like, there's almost too many elements to this story, because now the next gen upgrade being blocked behind that 30 quid is so vile in and of itself. And then you think about how they've done everything else, and they're clearly not going to ever be too consumer friendly with their upgrades, because like, at least like the last one was free, but it had a load of problems with like transferring between editions.
Yeah,
that I don't know if they ever actually cleaned up. And then there was the Madden stuff from back a while ago, where you buy the original, you can buy the next gen upgrade, but it comes with an expiration date. So if you don't buy the game and redeem it, then you can't get both versions.
Actually, on the topic of Madden, they've done the same thing here, where there's a $100 MVP edition and the $120 Dynasty edition that are the ones that are eligible for dual entitlement.
So they are rolling this strategy out across
the sports games, yeah, because that's where they can get away with it.
Yeah, but if they did that for any of the other games, it'd be they'd be tied to the post, like.
Yep. Yeah, like if they did that for Battlefield 2142, it would be untenable, right?
I mean, same even goes for that DRM stuff, because I've not looked at the Battlefield entry, and I can't remember who it was. It was some site caught this, but it's literally just in the Steam page, like, you know, where they have all like the yellow warnings for DRM. Separate to the rest of them, there is one that says like limit one machine activation, which obviously, you know, means if you are a PC gamer with a gaming laptop that you travel with,
yeah,
screw you.
I just can't believe that is true. Or no, I mean, okay, it's true, but I can't believe that's actually going to be an enforced thing, because I mean, EA don't do that with Origin.
Yeah, that's
EA, whatever the hell they call the desktop app.
That's the one funny thing. It's like this was raised. It's there for like, it's hard to say why it's there.
The wording needs to go,
because it could have just been like, you know, someone was filling it in. You know, maybe if somebody hasn't filled in stuff at Steam and just like clicked a bunch of things before, like someone new filling out the store page versus whoever does the rest of EA's stuff, and it could be a simple mistake, or it could be like some weird thing about the DRM where it technically deregisters.
Yeah.
As soon as you activate somewhere else, but
yeah, it could be something like that. There's a bit of me also wonders, like with the Steam is it family sharing or whatever it's called, where you can share a game with someone else for a bit. Like, I don't even know if that's something a developer can just disable themselves, though. So it's probably not that. It's just weird. It's weird, and it's a sort of language I don't want to be there because I'm not comfortable with that being a potentially enforceable thing. Basically. Yeah,
it's a kind of thing where catching this early just to make sure it doesn't come to fruition is kind of what I think is the hope is here with this stuff. But I mean, even then, PC players are getting just lightly shafted, because I don't think the differences between the generations are too massive, but it still just feels like a kick to the shins whenever you're going, oh yeah, your PC is really good, it could handle this, but no.
Yes, you're just literally not getting the most up. You're paying pretty much the same amount of money, but you're not getting the same thing. That's going to feel bad.
I think that's actually probably one of the problems, honestly, is that you aren't paying the same.
Oh.
Because, you know, next gen costs the extra $10 or 10 quid. That price has not been shifted to Steam or I believe EA. Like EA's own store, EA Play, as it's, or whatever the branding is.
EA Play is like the subscription and all.
Yeah, but they also have an EA Play app, so I think they're moving.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's like that's the thing that annoys me about it, because I wouldn't even mind if they were like, okay, technical limitations, let's be open about this. We don't really have a way to gauge if your PC can actually handle this. You know, they'd be kind of bullshit, but, you know, something like where we utilize the next gen consoles to be sure we can turn this on, but we don't want people to like be able to turn it on and it to go wrong on a lower end PC. You know, the kind of thing of just, we don't trust people with graphic settings. That would be okay as an explanation. But I'm sitting here thinking, are you being petty over that $10 or that 10 quid? Is that what you're doing with this?
Yeah, you do think. Yeah, well, look, whatever it is, look, we're not sports gamers. I think most of our audience aren't. But, you know, I like Battlefield. So I need to be aware of what EA is doing. Because, you know, you can imagine this shit being applied to Battlefield. Like they tried, right, with Battlefront. So that's why we need to be aware of this stuff, even if, you know, it doesn't impact the games that we play. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's it for me, unless you've got anything else on this one.
No, there's nothing more. Just, if you like FIFA and also like other video games, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yeah, because by all accounts, like, they're pretty damn good games. Just, sports, we get away with shit. Yeah, rough. That's that.
That's all. The
videos that Colin's going to cut the video here, and that'll be us.
Yep. All right.
Bye.